Hello, my friend. I'm really happy you're here today. Let me ask you something. Have you ever understood everything someone said in English, but when it was your turn to reply, your mind suddenly became completely empty? You knew the words, you knew the grammar, you even knew what you wanted to say, but nothing came out. If that has happened to you, I want you to know something. You are not alone. For years, I believed I had a speaking problem. I thought I wasn't smart enough. I thought I needed more vocabulary, more grammar, more practice books. But one day, I discovered something that changed everything. The problem wasn't that I couldn't speak English. The problem was that I had been training the wrong skill. And today, I want to share 4 reasons why you understand English but still can't reply. By the end of this video, I hope you'll stop blaming yourself. Instead, you'll finally understand what's really happening inside your brain and what you can do to change it. So let's begin. Today, I want to share 4 reasons why I could understand English but couldn't reply. As we go through them, see how many sound familiar to you. You might be surprised. Reason number 1, I was translating everything. When someone asked me, "How are you today?" I didn't answer immediately. Instead, my brain started working like a translator. First, I understood the English. Then I changed it into my native language. Then I created my answer. Then I translated it back into English. Only then did I try to speak. Can you imagine doing all of that in just 2 seconds? Of course I couldn't keep up. Conversations move fast. People don't wait for perfect sentences. One day, a tourist asked me for directions. I understood every word. But while I was translating everything in my head, he smiled politely and asked someone else. That moment hurt. Not because I didn't know English, but because I couldn't use it. Here's the lesson. Speaking isn't translation. Speaking is connection. The faster you stop translating, the faster you'll start replying. Have you ever caught yourself translating every sentence? If so, don't worry. I did exactly the same thing. Reason number 2, I was afraid of making mistakes. This one was even more painful. Before opening my mouth, I wanted every sentence to be perfect. Perfect grammar, perfect pronunciation, perfect vocabulary. But perfection is slow. Conversation is fast. Every time I wanted to say something simple, another voice appeared inside my head. What if this is wrong? What if they laugh? What if my grammar isn't correct? So I stayed quiet. Ironically, the mistakes I feared never happened because I never spoke. One day I met someone whose English wasn't perfect at all. They made grammar mistakes, they searched for words, sometimes they paused, but they kept talking, and everyone understood them. That shocked me. Confidence wasn't coming from perfect English. Confidence was coming from speaking anyway. That realization changed how I saw communication forever. Reason number 3, I practiced understanding more than speaking. Think about your daily routine. Maybe you watch YouTube, listen to podcasts, read articles, study vocabulary. All of those are wonderful. But let me ask you something. How many minutes do you actually spend speaking every day? Not thinking, not reading silently, not studying, speaking. That question made me uncomfortable because my answer was almost 0. I expected speaking to improve without actually speaking. That's like hoping to become a better swimmer by watching swimming videos. Understanding English and producing English are different skills. Both are important, but only one trains your mouth. Only one trains your confidence. Only one teaches your brain to respond automatically. Reason number 4, I thought speaking was a test. Every conversation felt like an exam. Someone asked a question, I tried to find the correct answer. I worried about grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, everything. I forgot the real purpose of language: communication. One evening, I talked with a traveler. I made several mistakes. He made several mistakes too. We laughed. We understood each other. We enjoyed the conversation. That was the moment I realized something powerful. English isn't about impressing people. It's about connecting with people. Once I understood that, speaking became much less scary. Which of these 4 reasons sounds most like you? Take a moment to think about it, because awareness is always the first step toward change. Part 3. What changed everything? So, what changed? Instead of trying to become a perfect English learner, I started trying to become a better communicator. Here are the 4 changes that transformed my speaking. Step 1. I stopped translating. Instead of thinking in my native language, I practiced using simple English. Not beautiful English, just simple English. If I couldn't say something complicated, I said something easier. That was enough. Step 2. I gave myself permission to make mistakes. Every mistake became proof that I was practicing, not proof that I was failing. The more mistakes I made, the less afraid I became. Step 3. I spoke every single day. Sometimes only 5 minutes. Sometimes I talked to myself. Sometimes I described what I was doing. I'm making coffee. I'm opening the window. I'm going to work. Small sentences, big results. Step 4. I practiced replying instead of memorizing. I listened to common questions. Then I answered them immediately. Not perfectly, quickly. Because real conversations don't give us 5 minutes to think. Slowly, my replies became faster. Not because I learned more grammar, because my brain became familiar with responding. And that's exactly what speaking confidence really is. Something amazing happened. I didn't suddenly become fluent overnight, but I stopped freezing. I replied faster. I smiled more during conversations. I worried less about mistakes. Speaking became enjoyable instead of stressful. Then, opportunities started appearing. I could chat with travelers, join online meetings, make international friends. And every conversation became another lesson instead of another failure. Now it's your turn. Let's practice together. Listen, repeat, speak with confidence. I understand English, but I need more speaking practice. I don't need perfect English to communicate. I can reply with simple sentences. Every mistake helps me improve. Speaking is not a test. I don't need to translate every sentence. Confidence grows through practice. Small conversations create big progress. I speak a little every day. I believe I can become a confident English speaker. Excellent! Repeat these sentences again later today. The more often you say them, the more natural they will feel. Before we finish, I want to leave you with one important thought. Please don't judge yourself because you can't reply quickly today. Think about how many years you spent learning to understand English. Now, give yourself permission to spend time learning to speak it. Those are different journeys. Progress may feel slow. Some days will be frustrating. Some conversations won't go well. That's completely normal. The people who eventually speak confidently are not always the most talented. They're simply the ones who keep showing up. So don't quit. Keep speaking. Keep making mistakes. Keep believing that every conversation is helping you become the English speaker you want to be. If today's video helped you see your problem in a new way, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more videos in our Why You Still Can't Speak English series. Share this video with a friend who always says, I understand English, but I can't reply. And before you go, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Which of the 4 reasons affected you the most? Or tell me this, how many years have you been learning English? Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. Keep practicing, keep speaking. And remember, one sentence today is better than 100 perfect sentences that never leave your mind. I'll see you in the next video.